tweet.
I did.
Yes.
I didn't tag anybody.
We did tweet, and we are live. Let's see here. I'm going to close some of my preferences. I have got some thumbs up here. We've got interview mode going. We've got some special guests. Oh, this is great. Okay, let's see. I'm going to tell... Oh, we've got lots of people in here. This is fun. So what are we here to talk about, everybody? I wonder what it could be. I'm in my summer attire. I know it's not it's a Hawaiian shirt, but it's summery, you know? And so this is what I wanted to do to kick off Luca, because now I am welcomed to summer now that Luca trailer is here. So...
And it was warm here today.
And it was actually warm, yeah. So Michigan's been cold for a long time, so now we finally got some nicer, warmer weather, so I'll take it. So, yes, so the trailer. We'll get into all the details of it, you know, but I'll set up this real quick. I'm going to change things up. We're going to intro our guests in just a minute.
Different format,
new format. Things are changing all the time around here. So the teaser. And, you'll notice that my notes are not nearly as extensive as normal. It is... to this page. We'll start welcoming some of the people in the chat here.
Well, you said you also don't want to share a ton of stuff because you have some upcoming posts.
Well, correct. So we've got a lot of posts. If you guys saw our 5 fascinating facts about Luca, that post was, a couple things that we learned from the virtual press event. So we'll be diving into a whole bunch of different elements. Some of it I'll talk about when we watch the trailer. Some of it I'll ask you guys if you guys want to know. Like, here's something that you might want to know or might not want to know. Do you want to know why Giulia's dad, Massimo, only has one arm?
Yes, I do.
So we'll put it out there. We'll see what everybody wants to do. But let's get a high-level overview here. So the last teaser trailer that we had out there was all about the vibe of the town. So it was the concept. It was them going into Porto Rosso. And the concept of friendship. We have everything, we can do anything we want as long as we stick together. That was, the underdogs kind of came in there. And it all tied into this magical summer vibe where it, pulled the rug out from under you at the end where they say, but wait, they're sea monsters. So now we get a little bit more information. So this trailer, the full trailer, sets us up with the struggle. So this is the good, slow opening of a standard Pixar trailer, showing him going to the top of the water. He can't bring himself to go out. It cuts.
Which I love.
Yes. It cuts to his mom, who says, "You will never go to the surface. Promise me you'll never go." So that's like setting up the struggle, here. But then you've got freedom. Along that comes freedom in this trailer. He wants to live above the water. He wants to be free, not feel like he's contained under the water. So that shows the opposition to his mom after she says, of course, you can't go there. We get the intro of the town again. We get to meet the town bully, Ercole, who we can talk a bit about him. And, he is so good on his animation and everything. And that sets the stage for, the fact that Luca needs to grow. And that's what we're going to see in this movie is his growth, his evolution. We're going to talk about a lot of things that people have been... touching on. We're going to talk speculating. We're going to talk about the one thing that I just want to get out of the way about the age of the film, the age of the characters in the film and their sexuality. We will talk about that, briefly touch on it, just so that way we can set the stage. And because Enrico talked about it at the press event. So then we'll talk about some of the hidden things in the background. I didn't see too many that we didn't notice last time, so I'll be interested to see what you guys talked about. And then we'll talk about crazy stuff like the animation, the mouth shapes, all those kind of fun things. Does that set the stage?
That sets the stage. That's kind of a lot.
It kind of is a lot. Was it too much?
Never,
yes,
never.
To the people in the chat, we've got a lot of people that are chatting here. I'm seeing Pixar Pop Pals. The poster. Yes, we definitely want to see that hanging in a lot of rooms. Lauren says the same thing.
Which is funny because we are about to redecorate our
Panther
house.
Coding. Hello. So, by the way, Panther, we saw you in the forum right away saying you were going to be there. Thank you for that. Brendan just saying hi, just popping up some names. You go ahead and talk, Julie.
I was just saying, like, we're
pop
about
up
to
some
like
names and say, hey.
redecorate our house and stuff, and it's gonna be more of like a minimalist, like beach vibe. And I'm obsessed with the art and like the sketches and stuff from this film. And I think I want it all to hang on our walls because that's how I want to redo our house.
Yeah,
Everything just white and wood.
Well,
with like
trendy
black, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
we
this like very minimalist, colorful artwork.
And if anybody is a member of Disney Movie Insiders, it was posted in the forum that the movie poster is available now to redeem on there if you have points. So there's lots that you can do out there. The poster is great. There's going to be more stuff coming, more artwork and everything. Lara, Pixar superfan, wants Geo here. Well, good.
Wow.
Your wish has just come true. So these are our special guests this time. On this side, we have Gio, Giovanni. He is a longtime friend of ours, has an animation history in the effects world, working in that arena as of this point, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, fantastic. Down below, you know him, you love him. It's Mr. Dan, the Pixar fan.
Hey, everybody.
And of course, he does a approximately daily post about his personal Pixar collection and some other news that's out there as well. So, of course, you can always pick up more of that at danthepixarfan.com. And then in the other corner, down on the other side over here, is Miss Paulina. She is also a longtime friend. Well, they're all longtime friends if they're with us here, right? And she is, I would say, approaching, I don't know, sainthood. She's one of the nicest people ever. So,
True.
So she's always welcome to come chat with us, and always a welcome addition to bring another view to the panel of people that we have here. So welcome all.
Thank you.
Quite the introductions.
Can you tell I'm in a talkative mood today?
Love it.
I know. For someone who says we're gonna cap this at an hour, I don't think that's happening now.
Let's move that so Christian's comment of saying hello
Guys,
is not
it's
on.
never been only an hour. Ever.
I know, right?
Okay.
Ever. Even when it's just you two.
That's true. There's been times it's just Julie and I.
Well played, Dan. Well played.
So
Well,
yes.
it's just facts.
So let's see what else. We've got some other people here. We got Matt. Yo, I love it. I posted that before. We've got that. Oh, Joe. Hello, Joe. Green Toy Coder. Luca Eat Burger. I'll keep popping up some of these. I gave the basis of the trailer here. Now, obviously, I saw a little bit of the movie throughout the press event, which was March 30th, and then also on April 1st. It was like a 2-day kind of event that they had over a couple days. So I want to know from, let's see, who should it be first? Paulina, how about not being influenced by seeing any of the new footage, coming from the teaser trailer to this one, what were some of the things that stood out in this particular trailer for you?
Oh, wow. Okay. First of all, I don't know how to put it. It was okay. First of all, the music. Okay, the music was the first thing. Like, oh my gosh, I love that song. It was, summer fun and adventure, and that was just so great. And then the ocean. I mean, I have to get into all the little details because the ocean it just blew me away. Like all the rocks, right? Like, did you see like when he's swimming and it's just like, whoa, that's just like so great.
Yeah.
And I mean, and then of course, like the characters we already know, they're charming, they're wonderful, and I don't think we're gonna get much more from them right now for the trailers. But I mean, I'm excited to see where his character goes. Luca's. But can I just talk about my favorite scene on this one now? Like,
of course,
pretty amazing. Is when he's running on the Saturn ring.
Oh,
yes.
Planet. Oh
yes.
my gosh, was that not beautiful?
Yes.
Hey, check it out. Paulina is a saint. See, it's right there.
My friend Ryan.
So yes, that is.
Anyway, and then when he's running and there's dust building up behind him, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like aside from the story, it's just visually stunning. It's just gorgeous. The characters are just so charming, and I just want to see more. That's the thing. It's just
Yes.
keeps blowing me away.
Yes, I love that you said all those details. Those are some of those things we can definitely touch on. Like I'll touch on one, like kind of like the rocks, and then even out of the water when they're coming out, and it's pebbles. Enrico talked about the fact that by him, it's like the beaches aren't really traditional sand beaches that we think of, in Florida or something
it's
like
all
that.
like smooth stone.
Yeah, it's smooth stone and items like that. So it's like it's
with
been
those like drop offs too.
Yeah, it's been great seeing some of those. It's been great seeing some of those extra details, even more so in the trailer.
Yes.
There were some obviously pieces of that we didn't get to see before. So, Dan, how about you? Dan, what were your thoughts when seeing this trailer? I know you kind of always give it the once over first, where you kind of watch it and then you say, how does this kind of compare to the Pixar feel? Is it fitting in with the rest? And then you kind of dissect it from there of how you feel about it. But what were your thoughts, Dan, when you saw this one for Luca?
Yeah, and initially, very similar to the teaser trailer. Like everything that we talked about last time, I'll just echo all that again.
Yes.
Because we dove into all the summer feel and the summer fun and the adventure and all that. So similar, the vibe didn't feel. Sometimes a teaser trailer can be very different from once you actually see kind of the story unfold in the trailer. But I got the same vibe, the same feel, just kind of, it felt more like the teaser trailer, it kind of expanded.
Yeah,
I guess that's what a trailer is, but it didn't feel like anything new. It didn't feel like I was watching anything brand new, which is good.
Fit cohesively comparing the old to the new. Yeah,
and I didn't want to see. You know me, I don't really want to know everything going in, especially with Pixar films. I don't want to see too much of the story and know what's coming. So I like that they didn't really share too much more of the actual story. Yeah, we see some more of the struggles that we kind of already knew about, hinted at in the teaser trailer.
Yeah.
But I like that it didn't give away too much. So that's just the first thought that I had, is that it gave away just the right amount. And also, I love seeing just the world expanded. I love the world above the surface, above the water. And I love that we got a glimpse of a world we hadn't seen yet, which was their underwater world with the different structures under there. And I'm really excited to see more of what they do underneath the surface, because we haven't seen any of that yet. And seeing some of the other sea monster designs was fun, like the parents and stuff.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah, and the music and all that. Yeah, everything fantastic.
Yeah.
Those are
I've been singing that song all day.
Yeah.
I looked up the English lyrics and I was like, okay, it's not what I thought it was going to be.
Really?
It was like the fox or something. I don't know. It's just like, I just thought it was like,
the fox.
Yeah.
Ah.
But yeah, I just keep singing like the Italian lyrics. I mean, not Italian. I'm just like,
yeah, I just hear like the tone and the pacing of it all.
So I put it like in all of our Instagram stories. I think I used it in like 3
It just
of
kept
them.
repeating. Yeah. Okay, Gio, how about from your perspective? What did you think of the trailer here? Another classic, or maybe some concern?
No,
I'm kidding.
No, never any concern. No, I absolutely loved it. I gotta say, this movie is hitting really different for me, because just the setting, it really makes me feel like traveling, like when I would go on in the summer, traveling to Italy, like a town just like this one. Visiting my family members and whatnot. So it really hits home, and that whole feel is just so spot on. And I love that we got to see more of this in this trailer. Just the piazza and everything, just the whole mood of that world is so amazing. And I just can't wait to see more. It's really, it's really making me excited. And also, the music as well. And just the characters, just seeing them talking more and their acting, and how we're just seeing this different style in this sort of film, and when it comes to it's just the character posing and whatnot, and the way characters move, and how we're cutting and whatnot. That was just really exciting to see, like a totally different vibe with that as well, which is really exciting to see something fresh like that. So yeah, lots of really fun stuff in this trailer.
100%. And I keep changing the order. It's going to mess everybody up. Just follow the moving heads, everybody. Just follow the moving heads. So Kevin, you're not late. You're right on time. And then the song is an absolute bop. So a little fun fact about the song. You know, a lot of times the songs, and Enrico had said this, so I can say it. The songs are just for the trailers. This song is in the movie as well.
Oh,
so
it makes sense.
Okay,
I feel
that's
like
really
it.
cool.
I feel like it matches. Who did you say was the guy who was driving the red Vespa?
Oh, Ercole?
Yeah,
Ercole.
I feel like that is just like him.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it was like kind of like a West Side Story. Like I got like West Side Story greaser vibes or something, but Italian style.
Yeah, he's
just kind of
okay. So I'll talk about him for just a quick second because I think I don't even know if I said this in the last trailer, but he definitely reminds me of like Francesco Bernoulli. You know, he's like
as a person.
He's really cocky. He's like, oh, my mama's over there. You know, like he just has that same kind of like they're stereotyping Italians. Gio, this is.
I love Francesco though.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's is he an antagonist? He's considered the town bully. So he's the guy that's always in the town. Julia doesn't spend her summers. She only spends her summers there. And then
we kind of got that vibe from him just because when they're in the little boat and they have their spears and they're going after him and then they like kind of turn in water.
Right, they splash them.
That's my favorite part.
Okay.
When Alberto changes real quick when he's on the boat, but not only just does he change, but his eyes changed, and I never noticed that. Like when they would change.
Yeah, they're like
when he changed
sea monster.
Yes, but I don't remember that happening like in the teaser part.
It's almost like when he was surprised at first. So I think somebody. So we had it before that it came up. So are we going to watch the trailer? Should we try to watch the trailer?
Yes.
All right,
yeah, sure.
Let's go for it and see what happens here. Hopefully it works. You know, last time we had to do a little switcheroo at the last second.
There's a million things you think you can't do. All you need is a chance to try.
Something's fishy with you two.
This is too dangerous. Yes.
I know your problem. You got a Bruno in your head.
A Bruno.
Say, Silenzio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
Louder. Silenzio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
Silenzio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
Can you still hear him?
Nope, just you.
Good. Now hang on.
What's wrong with you, stupido?
You do it now. Just say the thing.
What's wrong with you, stupido?
Man, what a great trailer.
Absolutely.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Let's move some people around again.
Yeah.
Well, I love Julia's line. She's like, you just have to try.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the growth through friendship. You know, it's like what are they going to be able to accomplish together?
Yeah. You think you can't do things, you just have to try.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I love that.
everything about it is great. And if you're rewatching this, not watching it live, that trailer probably was cut out because there definitely was not just trailer music in that. Since it has an official song, YouTube will ding us. Yeah. So it'll probably be cut out after the fact. So if you're like, where'd the trailer go? That's why. So, yes, it was so good. Let's see what Brendan is saying here. So I think Ercole may have suspected they were monsters. He says something like, fishy with you two before. So the scene on the boat more than him bullying. Yeah. So we'll see on that part. Now I haven't seen that part, so I'm not hinting and I can't comment on it. So there's so many things that we'll be able to dive into about the specifics of it. But this line,
love that.
yes. So
Silencio Bruno.
So the part where Luca is like, so Alberto says, you have a Bruno. And he goes, a Bruno. Like, when you see that in the movie, Jacob Tremblay is so amazing at delivering that line. Like, if I think about trying to say that into a microphone in his house, because they recorded all of these lines of dialogue, huddled in their closets, covered in blankets, so that way there would be no reflection.
That's crazy.
Yes, so Pixar has gotten much better now, and they send out like essentially like recording kits if they're doing these things. But this was so early on that these people were like recording in their closets with like what they had, and it sounds so good. But
his voice is so pure.
Yeah.
And like
everybody in this
innocent.
trailer, yeah.
It's
Every
just like-
every line is like is just so good. Nothing feels phoned in. Everyone is like giving their 100% with like every line delivered in this trailer, which is really exciting just for the rest of the film.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So so that's really good. Let's talk about the sexuality undertone of it, because that's come up in a couple posts that I've seen online. People have been asking questions. The long story short here is that,
you said Enrico talked about
Enrico did talk about it in, because somebody asked the question, in the Q&A session, and he essentially said, like, it never came up in the development of it. We weren't trying to hide behind it. We weren't not developing it further as like we wanted it to be a relationship film of, whether it was a same-sex relationship. He's like, this is pre-puberty friendship. He goes, that's all it is. He goes, nothing else ever crossed our minds, because that's what I was writing from, was my experience as a kid. So for anybody that has that thought out there, comparing it to Call Me By Your Name or whatever it might be, it just wasn't written that way. So it's not like it's, avoiding it or anything like that. It's just, that's his life. So he wrote it. So pretty cool.
So what was your favorite part then? You didn't talk about yours from the trailer.
All right, hang on a second here. So this is where it gets tricky, because, you're talking about, let me go back to the old QuickTime. I'll zip this back. Do you guys see this if I share it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So that part was great. That part. Oh, man. Okay, right here is Ercole. Ercole is so hilarious. So this is definitely my favorite. I love his introduction. So I asked Enrico during the event, I was like, why Vespa? How did Vespas come into this? And I asked him if he got one or was going to order one in honor of him doing this film. And he said that, the Vespa was really just when he was... Italy, it's, a scooter town. And he said when he was young, he had a Piaggio. And Giovanni, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, I believe. Yes, sounds right.
Piaggio?
Piaggio, yeah, I think.
So, yes, but he said he had one. It wasn't an official Vespa, but that was
like the markings, too.
On the chrome? Yes. Okay, look at all those details on that chrome-plated metal there.
Gosh, I don't know how they do it, but that...
The paint
literally,
right here.
Yes, but just like how
the
you can
side.
tell like it's metal and it's dented in on the Piaggio thing.
Yeah.
Logo.
So
it's funny that you mentioned the red Vespa too. Because I sent this to my family, and I was like, Papa, what'd you think of it? And he's like, I remember riding around in a red Vespa when I was young in Italy.
Really?
Like, it's like, yes, it was like crazy. That was like the one thing that stuck out to him the most, is like, that made him, like, took him back to those days too.
That's awesome. So just watch. So this is why I love Ercole. Watch his face as they go through the animations here. First off, he's like a dead fish. and then look at the movement that comes in. Look at that.
It's a lot of squash and stretch.
He moves kind of like slanky in a way, like Randall. But
and fear.
But he's so over the top. His knees buckling together. And, it just goes to show, although he's like this big show off in the town, the insecurities are right there on the surface. And it just makes for such a great character. And these other guys, this is Ciccio, who I won't say who voices him, but it's a familiar voice, and it's not Ratzenberger, so don't go there. After I said that, I was like, wait, I gotta say it's not Ratzenberger. Everybody's gonna say it's Ratzenberger. And then this guy's name is Guido, and the one thing I don't recall hearing him speak, and I wanted to know if that was also gonna be Guido Quaroni, who is Italian, who voices Guido from Cars.
Right.
So I didn't know if that was kind of like a little bit of like a play for him. But look at this. He just takes the fall for it. So yes, I love everything. I love everything about Ercole. I think he is great. I think he's hilarious, and I love the way that they animated him. And his vocal actor is... So, see, I'm gonna butcher all these. I should have Gio as my translator here. So Saverio Raimondo. I don't know. So, but he's a comedian. So I mean, he obviously already knows how to like.
Yeah, has that comedic timing.
Yes. So I love it. I'm gonna go back to the screen share though. Do you guys see this again? Okay. So let's start rolling through it. What do you say?
Yes.
Okay. So the beginning here.
There's Paulina's rocks.
Paulina's rocks.
It's amazing. Look at that. The details.
Yes. And so the thing you'll notice too is that Daniela Strejleva was the production designer for this, and she talks about the fact that you're getting all the cool tones underwater, the blues and the greens, and then above land, just to show the separation, is more of the rich reds and yellows. So,
oh gosh, I feel like that struggle, like like when you want to do something, but you're like, I don't know, should I do it? Should I just jump in and do it? Or in his case, get out.
Yeah, get out and do it.
Exactly.
So, and then you can see Alberto with his things that he's gathered.
His treasures, it looks like.
Yes, treasures. And he, no sweat for him. I love the coming out of the water.
Well, I like that he takes a breath to come out of the water.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the water just...
Kind of like in Finding Nemo when they go under the water to take a breath and when they come back up again.
Yes. Oh, like Marlin going, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marlin. Exactly.
It's okay. Yeah, there we go
definitely.
for that. And then,
yeah, that's the kind of the shot I was talking about when you're kind of seeing more of the underwater, the world that they created.
Yeah, how cool is this? So do we want to know anything about his dad?
Yes.
From you?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us.
Go for
it.
Yeah,
so yes. So to me,
it's going to be new to me.
Yeah. So
because we don't see him in the trailer, just in the poster.
Correct. So we'll show the poster too coming up. But his dad, I don't know officially, what his job is, but I know that he likes to collect prize-winning crabs.
Oh.
So I don't, but they have definitely things that they go.
So do they have a crab farm?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, but I get
a farm?
He collects prize-winning crabs, is what it said in kind of like the write-up that came over. So yeah, so we've got her saying you'll never go to the surface. It shows how he kind of comes out of the transition a little bit. So
yeah, can we talk about this transition for a second? Because...
Sure. So this is going, from one to the other, but you can see how it's like splitting off of him, and almost like, what's the character in X-Men that it kind of like
Mystique.
Mystique, where it comes up and transforms. It breaks on his face and his hand at the same time. But what you'll notice,
I love that though.
What you'll notice is that there's kind of like a plane right here that it kind of.
So is it two rigs? Were you told how this was done? Is it two rigs that are like overlaid, or is it some sort of sliders on these rigs that are able to manipulate different areas of the body that change?
Well, look at you setting me up. So, so it is. So the way that they did it is they said that they wanted the transformation to appear as if it was coming from within. Yes, so it's coming from within. It can't be something creepy or that it feels like it's overtaking him. He doesn't want to fear the transformation. It has to be like it's coming from within him. It makes sense. His last name is Paguro, which means hermit crab. Angelica Shoppy Girl for the win. Wait a minute. Look at this. Pixar Pop Pals just got it. I love it.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, so Chris, let's get geeky about the animations. So they decided that they needed to have a way to have it look natural, and they didn't want it to be like pop, pop, like they're popping from one to the other. And then they were like, how are we going to do this elegantly if we're trying to like overlay some kind of effect on them or a masking? So what they did is they created 2 rigs, the same like, rig form of the character, the skeleton of the character, and then overlaid the 2 different looks. And the animators had the ability to almost move a slider based on what they, as the transformation was happening, and it could control the intensity, the speed. They could kind of like, turn it up or turn it down based on how fast it was. And so they would just be able to transfer between the 2 rigs like automatically.
Well, I like how
that's
quick
amazing.
the transformation takes.
Yeah.
Like how quick it is.
Right.
Like basically they shake off like a dog real quick. And you wouldn't dry that quickly, but it's like, oh yeah, you do. You dry that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah. For this, yeah.
But I like that idea. It's just very cartoon. Like it's just not. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not like how.
Sorry, okay. Laura. Okay, we're gonna diverge for a second.
This is a true statement.
Yeah. So I really do. I hate crabs bad, and I'm not even joking you. When I read that his dad collected prize crabs, I was very mad. I was like, "Who wants to collect crabs?
He
crabs
doesn't
are the
want to
worst."
go to the ocean, the beach, or anything because of crabs.
Do you have like a traumatic event that happened with crabs?
Yes. So.
And it's not even that traumatic.
No, it's not traumatic, but it is. But it is in here. So okay, so
it's a core memory, I guess.
It is a core memory. That glass ball rolled right down, and it went right into that center cylindrical. So we were at the Toledo Zoo, visiting the Toledo Zoo for a day, and we go into like the aquarium area, and they have the dark. Like, here's like what are in the deep ocean. You can
It was
barely,
in Japan. Like we just got these. They're on loan from Japan.
Yeah, they were crabs that were 3 feet tall.
They were.
Does anybody want to explain to me why a crab is 3 feet tall?
They were just like this long, skinny, like
wow.
It
like
was
Deadliest Catch kind of crabs.
No, it was way worse than Deadliest Catch.
So
these are
not
not king crab. These are not snow crab.
They had long.
These are not. Oh, the legs were easily 2 to 2.5 feet of this thing. Just these giant spider legs, and it was because they were in like the depth of the Japanese like ocean. They had to be held in like almost complete darkness. So you have to get close to the glass, and as I was getting closer, I could literally feel like the radiation like of my arm hair like coming up, and I was like, oh god. I started like cowering behind her. I couldn't take it. So because of how terrifying these things looked, Ryan is a smart person. He's never going to the Toledo Zoo. Christian, you're already leaving. Bye. Okay. So Kevin, I'm not a big crab guy either. Well, I don't like big or little, but I know what you're saying. So, yeah, anyways, I was cowering behind her, and I hate crabs. So I was not into that. But, yeah, I was not thrilled to hear that I'm going to have to see more crabs in this movie. So, anyways, where were we with this?
I don't know.
The rigs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Angelica.
what did I say? Angelica? Angelica. Thank you. So, yes. So, oh God, no. No, they do not taste delicious. No. Anything that you have to soak in butter and lemon to be good is not good by itself. So, anyways, yeah, where were we talking about this? We were talking about the transformation. Yes. So, thank you. Yeah, Dory. They should have fed the crabs. She's giving me the move on signal under the table here. So sorry. Sorry. Okay, so yes, the transformation was super cool to be able to have it go from rig to rig at the animator's will. Later on, we will talk about the multi-limb, which is a thing that's pulled from 2D animation. And in that one, the animators were like copying rigs multiple times.
And that's really cool.
And that was really cool too. So they're trying to find more of these ways because, Enrico talks about it. He's a fan. So many people are fans of 2D animation, obviously, and especially at Pixar. If you're a fan of animation, you're a fan of animation. Mm-hmm. And Enrico's big thing with this whole movie was he wanted the artist's hand or the artist's touch. Okay, this is my sister. She has a fear of turtles, which is the dumbest one ever because she can outrun. I'll walk them. So you don't even have to outrun them. Where was I going with this now?
The artist touch.
Yes. So sorry, I'm all amped up today. So yeah, Enrico said, let's get all these touches in here. So it was really like, what are all the ways? Like Daniela Strejleva does a lot of watercolor. Enrico does a lot of watercolor. So they brought those kind of touches into the film. Enrico said, I like things that aren't perfect. I want to see the errors that the artist makes. So they wanted to bring more of those 2D elements to this film, as people have said, and from there. So that it was a great thing to learn more about not only the artist's touch, but also the rig itself.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to say something real quick.
Yes, please. I was actually
kind of went along with my original, kind of the initial thoughts thing, but I forgot to say it. But this goes along perfectly with that. It's the fact that with Enrico's films, I mean, between this and La Luna, with La Luna, I always got a storybook, like a whimsical storybook vibe from it. Just the big round moon, the ladder, the simplicity of just putting the ladder up to the moon. And it was always just very storybook to me. And that is the same kind of vibe that I get from the art direction, the character design, everything, just the whimsical nature of this film as well. I get that same storybook vibe, which kind of goes along with what you're saying, how it's like there's more emphasis on the artist's touch and the watercolors and just the color scheme in general. I think that a lot of that comes back to Enrico's directing, which is really cool that his stamp is on this.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's kind of like you can tell it's his movie through and
exactly.
through. Because when you talk to the artists, it would be Daniela saying, "Oh, he did this." If you talk to Mike Venturini, one of the animators or the supervising animator on it, directing animator, he was like, "Oh yeah, we had to have Enrico board this sequence because nobody else could do it. We wanted to see his vision." So Enrico was boarding it coming from story. He was inspiring the art of it. I mean, this is truly his film, and you can feel it in the influence in it. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of glad in this instance that there wasn't a co-director. I normally don't have any issue at all with co-directors, but I feel like this one deserved to be San's co-director.
Yeah, because it was his vision. It's his style.
Story, it's his childhood.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And it's true. I was reading an article, and Enrico says that he said that he kept a specific time in Italy, the 50s and the 60s, because he said he wanted to capture the bright colors and the vibrant aesthetics of the towns, so he can make it look like a storybook. So it's exactly what Dan said.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh wow! Did he actually use the word storybook as well?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Holy cow! I mean, I've been saying that his vibe gives me that. I mean, ever since I wrote about because La Luna, and you have this as well, TJ. I know back when La Luna came out, they made a storybook of it.
Yes.
Which was so cool, and I wrote in my original post from years ago. I mean, going back to maybe 2013. That I was so excited to see it as a storybook because that's the vibe it gave me initially. So to see it from screen to book, it seems like it came full circle, and that's cool. So I guess that's really what he is going for then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, in fact, that was as part of his pitch is that he wanted it to be like a storybook.
Wow. Okay.
So you were that's right on.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice, Dan.
So
I mean. Dave's doing all the work. I'm just speculating.
I like sitting back, like,
yep.
Yeah, what can I say?
I'm out. Yeah. he's gonna leave on a high note.
Good night.
Yeah. Good seeing you, Dan.
You guys.
So Gio, I wanted to get your thoughts on that rig as well with the transformation. What are your thoughts about, that type of thing, having animated 3D yourself?
Oh, I think that's amazing because I feel like anything you can do inside like the viewport while you're animating, I feel like as the years gone by, more and more can be done. I know like when MU came out, they were really showing off like how much more textures and whatnot they can get inside of the viewport, so the animators can really, because you render something, you send animation off, maybe those textures don't look great once they get lit and rendered and whatnot, so they have to send it back. So just being able to see all of that while they're animating instead of sending it off and saying, okay, now take these 2 layers, we'll see how it looks, but it saves a ton of time. It's super efficient, and it just looks great too. I mean, it's amazing.
I mean, they've got so many projects going on all the time. They don't have time to be like rendering everything all the time. They need to be able to do this in the
real time.
Yeah. What was it called? The what did you call it? The viewer,
viewpoint.
The viewport. Yeah, just
viewport.
Seeing that.
Yeah,
so,
thanks.
So if they're sharing their animation, they're watching it in dailies. At least they can see it right there if that timing is working, if it's looking already appealing and whatnot. It's not like we'll see in like a couple weeks or something.
Exactly.
So it's really great.
Yeah. So that this is why you're a value having on as well. So this is super cool. So okay, real quick question that Chris had: is Porto Rosso a reference to Porco Rosso, or something different? So yes, somebody else asked that of Enrico, and he said that it was a happy accident. He said it's really just like there's so many Portos because they're port towns. It was a happy accident. It's a combination of like 4 or 5 other city names that they saw coming up a lot on maps that combined together for it.
What's the Cars 2 one? Because that was made up too, I think.
Porto Corsa.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So let's see. Let's start sharing here. We'll go back to some of this.
Wait, did we already go past the... Oh, we haven't gotten to the scooter crash yet.
No,
right?
No.
Okay,
so we've got...
I know we were there before.
I like that little wiggle.
Yeah.
I love it. Because that's all he knows how to do, swim.
Right?
That's true. I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah.
And we were talking about last time how the clothing situation would work. So I guess it is kind of a seaweed thing we got going on.
Correct. Yeah, we thought he might have came out, without any clothes, but it really was...
That's his clothes that he's wearing.
It was what he was already wearing. So,
exactly. Yeah, because we talked a lot about that last time.
We did.
Like how they were going to sneak in and get clothes. I mean, I guess he still has to have... I'm sure... why am I drawing a blank? Alberto maybe already has somebody, throws them at him or something like that. But yeah, we spent a lot of time like, how are they gonna get clothes and go into town and sneak around and get them? Like that's like a whole sequence in itself.
Yeah, exactly. It would be.
They're like, oh, we'll just make this simple. We'll cut to the chase.
Yeah. So he's like, don't look at the sun. Okay, do look at it. And I love the pupil crash.
Yes, there you go. Me too. Right
yeah.
Right there.
So the mouth shapes. Everybody's like, oh, the bean mouth. It's like, from like college and all this other stuff. They said that they had to, for these characters, spend a ton of time getting them outside of the standard Pixar way, because the Pixar way is to have cute little button noses and, edges at the mouths. So they said they basically designed these rigs with very little, the quote from Mike Venturini was, very little respect for human anatomy. So
that's why I feel like Enrico's touches on this even more so, because I felt like La Luna was kind of like that too. I felt like their characters' designs at the time were different as well.
Yes. And this little hair twisty, they call that the croissant.
I like that, the croissant.
So look at, I know we talk about it every time. It's never going to get old to me. Not only
the fabric,
the skin,
not only
the skin.
I was actually going to go to the fabric first, but then as I was going to move my mouse over here, it kind of scrolled across here. So Dan, you knew where I was going. He's got some freckles going on here, the textures of it, and then just this this bigger weave, kind of like the twill tweed kind of look, and
Like the fibers sticking up.
the individual fibers coming up. It's just, it never gets old.
It just gets better.
It just gets better.
It does.
Don't mind
Oh,
the
that's cute too.
don't mind the fragmentation here, pixelation. So then, yeah, what did you guys think when
That's
you saw
cute.
this?
That's so funny. I love that.
I mean, that's just a classic move right there.
Yeah, classic cartoon, right?
There is so many good
it kind of
classics.
reminds me of like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean with
Oh yeah,
Orlando under the boat.
There's a lot of like good classic gags.
yeah. So then we saw
Yeah.
this. We saw that same shot before. A slight twist on
That's
this.
kind of what I mean about it kind of being extended up for the teaser, because a lot of these are just kind of what we've seen already.
Yes.
Just the moments extended, because there really isn't a ton. I don't feel like we've seen really anything from the third act. I feel like most of this is maybe first and second act stuff for sure.
I agree, but I'll tell you, there's quite a few things that I didn't see. Now, granted, I didn't see that far into, Act 2, but yeah, a lot of it is still a little further, but so yeah.
I just feel like a lot of it is kind of staying within the realm of where we were at in the teaser with meeting Julia and going around town and meeting the dad and all that kind of stuff.
So what's in his
and can we can't pass over the fact that his posse over here is feeding him a giant sandwich. Like, I missed that the first 2 times because I was looking at the scooter, and then I'm like, what is? I'm like, he's that much of a like this town brat that he has a posse that feeds him subs. and then takes and protects his scooter like that.
Yeah. Devoted.
He's like the Johnny Worthington, and then like you have like Chet over here from Monsters U.
Chet. This guy hates charity.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite lines. We say that all the time.
Yeah, so do we.
If you go back a little,
which
I like the jingle on the keys at the very last minute.
Oh, how they're moving.
Yeah. I love how that guy last time, he just seemed like some extra with a line last time. He was like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to be like the main like antagonist or like a main character from that shot in the last trailer. He is.
The little mustache.
Little wispy.
Oh, man.
Did you know at the time, TJ, that he was going to be a significant character when you saw the teaser? Or?
No, not until I mean, I kind of wondered if he was just like, like a rich guy in town, but it only made me wonder just because of their like,
interaction
or wonderment with the Vespa. Like, why else would they be so enthralled by it if he didn't have something they wanted? But I didn't know. Yeah. Okay, so then we saw kind of like the intro of here before. Also how they wear their clothes, these trio here, the slicker hair, the better clothes. Julia comes in. I love his foot motion here, by the way. How he puts it forward. Go start
I love
your
the
own...
poses.
Yes, my gosh.
Every pose. So, I mean, like, you look at every shot in this trailer, like the poses, it's like pose to pose to pose. They're all appealing. It's just great. Like, I feel like they really were able to, I'm sure the board artists on this film had a lot of influence too. They were drawing these great poses, and usually you have to simplify it or just kind of make it a little more natural for like a film, but like I feel like they're just the way they were able to exaggerate everything too, I bet was just a blast for the animators.
So by the way, this is gonna go over your face, but like, is that sub like 24 inches?
Since you've seen it, or at least you've seen that character's introduction, what's his name again?
Ercole.
Yeah. He seems a bit older than the kids, and even his posse there. What's his deal? Like, what's his age range?
That's a good
is he
question.
An older guy with a younger posse? Is he like just? Is he like a 16-year-old and they're like 13-year-olds? So he just looks older. Like,
I feel like
I don't
he's
really
like
get. Is he a man? Is he a kid?
Yeah. He is kind of like the wispy. Like, is like, okay, is that style, or is he just not able to grow a mustache yet?
I feel like he's 17.
So you don't really know?
I don't. Yeah.
I feel like he's 17. Alberto's like 15. Luca's probably 14. Julia's probably 14. That's kind of...
Yeah, because Alberto definitely has a deeper voice, obviously.
Yes.
So that shows that he's a little earlier, maybe by a year or two. But yeah, this guy just seems way older, but he's kind of like hanging around with these other younger looking kids. So that confused me.
I think it's like maybe,
I didn't really know.
like, I don't know, his upbringing or something. Like he just thinks, oh, yes, I get
He even
this.
seems taller than everybody else, too.
That might be by design as far
I'm
as
taller than him, but he's older.
True. I'm just saying, the guy like looks like an older guy.
Yeah, no, I think that
kidding.
if it is like a bully, if it is a bully thing, it's also like, you know, he's coming down on them, you know,
Looking
like,
down at you,
stature wise, you know, it kind of sets that up a little bit more.
But since you had seen it, they didn't set him up as like a peer, like that age. Like he didn't have a setup like that. He's just okay. I didn't know if if that was a little bit more clear once you saw it.
Yeah. So Angelica pointed out this, so they're so in character for the characters. And then we saw Chris's comment up here, so they wear shoes too. We saw so many people we commented on in the teaser trailer that are walking around town barefoot, but they're wearing shoes as well. So yes, great observation. Yes. And then she said that Luca's 13. It is a little bit Pixar Pop Pals. It's also the older style. You know, he's got the tie around, sweater. He's definitely looking. Alberto's actor is 17. Lucas is 14. Fun facts. We all knew someone who could grow a mustache way too early. And that is totally true.
That was me.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
I was way late.
Oh, yeah.
I was like 11.
Wow.
Yeah, how come nobody saw the brightly colored we just gotta let that stuff slide. The brightly colored tails under the boat. Oh, okay, Julie from the teaser trailer. Do you still think Julia is still part sea monster?
That whole thing.
Don't give me that.
Well,
that was...
I need to get another sound effect
Respect.
on here.
Respect.
Oh! Shots fired.
I don't know if she's part sea monster, but I don't know. There's some connection there, I feel. With just the dad and everything. I don't know.
Respect.
That is true, Josh. He does kind of have like that, like, my dad just rode in on his yacht.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
Well, the fact that he's getting his sandwich fed to him is just great. Like, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything himself.
Yeah.
Doesn't even pick up his own food.
They worship him,
Yeah, they definitely do. They definitely do.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's keep rolling here. Was this part? I can't remember. Was her doing this in the teaser trailer?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh, how that is!
But can
so
you see what
great.
that poster says
Really
with your super zoomy tool or whatever?
You mean
computer enhance?
You mean La Strada?
Is that It's kind of. I mean, I can't. It's not super clear in this little thing right now.
Yes, I can. And how about we come back to this view for a second, because La Strada is a 19. So fitting in with the trend that Paulina already mentioned of the 50s and 60s era for Italy. La Strada was a 1954 Italian drama that the American Film Institute calls one of the most influential films ever.
Excellent reference then.
Hey, wait a minute. I'll fund your new sound effects. Wow, they're not that expensive. They're just sound effects. Half the time it could be just us going like, so yeah, I love that she does.
Well, thanks for the fun facts, TJ.
Yes, of course.
I knew I could count on you.
Yes, and I have another one that'll come up here in a minute. But the rest of it, like this statue, and you can see the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or whatever. That's that you can see again. I didn't see a whole lot new other than that. Put it in the chat if you guys did see something newer that that was like an Easter egg or something hidden that was a reference. But I even like this little overlay that they did here. That was cool.
Uh-huh.
So now they're going up here to the Torre Antica, which stands for Ancient Tower, as you will soon see.
Is that where they do some stargazing?
I think that's where they're...
Or is that more in town?
I feel like that's in town.
Oh, so they go here. Oh, so we got to go to this first. Okay. So we've got his dad, her dad, Massimo. I wonder what he cuts with that. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And if you listen to this with headphones, I think I might have mentioned this last time. It's great because it goes left channel when he swipes it left, and then right channel when he swipes it right. It sounds so good. So then we've got this. They talked about, again, don't mind the pixelation here, obviously, but they talked about the fact that this one was actually quite hard to do the transformation because it wasn't a straight line.
Yeah, it's like cut out.
So they had to do like multiple planes and kind of overlap them a little bit.
Oh, I feel like there's a lot of math involved in that one.
Oh, I'm sure.
It hurts my head.
Yeah. The only thing I know about all that is what I learned at the Science of Pixar exhibit.
Oh, yeah. Where you get to touch all the computers and move the sliders and everything.
All the rigs and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. I need to get that as an effect right there because it's actually isolated in the soundtrack too because it cuts out. So Dan, you had someone mention it in your YouTube channel, and they were correct that it was that the cat's name. Do you remember what it was?
No, you even texted it to me. I still can't. I can't remember all of these like longer names that I probably can't pronounce it anyway.
So it's Machiavelli.
Exactly.
So somebody else noticed it.
Anyway.
So we knew it from the event, but then
where was that info from?
So somebody said that it was on the Funko Pops.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
They had revealed that it was.
Oh, you're right, because it was because Julia comes with him, and so it would have said on the packaging. I didn't even look. I didn't look that closely at it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So Pixar Pop Pals, I love the dad is missing an arm. I talked about this earlier. I'm gonna leave this out here for a minute. It's not a major like story thing, but I want to know in the chat. Do you guys want to know why he has one particular arm? And it's not that crazy. Like I said, it's not like it's like a huge.
Is it what I thought of originally? Did it have something to do with being attacked by sea monsters?
Okay, so that's Dan's vote.
Like he has some kind of hate for them.
Okay, so we'll stick that as Dan's vote. Gio, what do you think?
I'm guessing there's a joke where you think it was like a big sea event, but in reality, it's like some throwaway little gag where it's like I lost it in a I don't know.
Also possible.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that is a great one
Paulina.
Too. See, well, hang on, Gio. I love that because that's like the I'm an animator's answer. Yeah. Like you're thinking of the gags. You're like, what can we do with this missing arm here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So wait a minute. We've got. I'd rather find out when I see it. Oh boy. Okay. So and then we've got an I want to know. Paulina, what are your thoughts? And do you want to know?
Okay. My thought is a crab yanked his arm off. So
one of those giant 3-foot crabs that TJ had encountered.
Yes, exactly.
This is in Italy, not in Japan.
I'm with Dan. I think it's a sea monster, and yes, I do want to know.
Okay.
But then you also said that it wasn't a huge story point. I feel like that probably would have been a big story point. So I don't know. Now I'm second guessing myself.
Oh, wait a minute. Vespa accident. That's a fun one. Yeah. And then Brendan coming in with the facts too. The cat named after Niccolò Machiavelli, an Italian Renaissance philosopher, which is
these
accurate.
Facts.
I know. I love it. Okay, Lauren, I'll give you the countdown, and then you've got to mute it.
Look away, mute.
Look away. I'll do a 3, 2, 1. I'll pause for a second and then I'll say it. So if you don't want to know, you can mute. So, ready? He was born without it. So
the
story point
is I was wrong again.
The story point is that
wrong with you.
He wanted to like show he's like overcompensating by how big and tough he is, all the things he's accomplished. He wants to show Julia that you can do anything, even with being born a certain way or having, being smaller, red hair, whatever it might be. So
makes sense.
One parent.
Again, kind of like the Nemo, the gimpy fin thing.
Yeah, exactly. It ties into that. So this is great. Oh, great. Now we're going to tie into the Pixar theory here. People are going to be like, you see, it's Nemo.
It's all connected.
It's one world.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh God!
Oh God! Yeah, that's when the numbers start dropping.
Oh no! Everybody's leaving. So okay, So we'll continue on here. We've got
Also, the Pixar cat renaissance continues.
Yes.
The cats just keep rolling in.
Yeah,
I
they
know,
keep
2 movies
rolling
a
in.
row.
Has so much personality.
But
Yeah.
so I might have been wrong about his one arm, but the knives and the maps, I still think he's like searching or hunting for sea monsters. I'm still holding.
Well,
on
I mean,
to that
he said,
Because
you know,
it gobbled up his wife, Julia's mom.
Oh, is that the new theory? Is that the Julie theory?
I don't know.
that's because she thinks that it was like the whole thing. Well, I guess that wouldn't fit into the
Or
theory.
she's trying to find.
That would be pretty bad if
trying
that
to
was the
find.
case. Yeah. So he half mer person, but yet he was gobbled up by a sea
I
monster.
don't know.
So yeah, so there we go. There's the theory. So when Nemo leaves the sea, he becomes an old Italian man.
That's about the
Well, wait a
logic of the
minute.
theory.
Wait a minute. This would be before. So, because this is like the 1950s, and we presume based on technologies and using like the dental drill that they were using, that these were like he's using the Gator Glidden drill, you know, that would be later. So you know, it must be that
So it must be the man became
he devolved.
The fish.
He devolved into the ocean. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we got this that we talked about before, the Great Across the Moon. I like that they tied this into the beat of the music. Oh, and here's the Torre Antica, which means ancient tower. So
That's the tower we saw earlier on the kind of the hillside.
this might be where Alberto had his stash, because we kind of see some of that too. So I don't remember. So yeah, in fact, I'll show that screen clip too. The beginning of our 5 fascinating facts. It shows like it might be the inside of that one. I don't know actually, but so this is him continue.
I love this shot.
Learning to ride the bike.
And then the feet shot when he's on the bike.
Uh-huh.
Look at the water.
Gorgeous.
And we got to talk about the water too. So remind me when we get to like some of them like splashing around as sea monsters. Yeah, so this is like they're having like their, you know, you just gotta. What did you say? It was like you loved it because it was about trying.
Yeah, if you think you can't do it, you just gotta try.
Yeah.
So this,
Like-
between the field and the planets, is this some kind of dream sequence or?
Well, in the
Vision, or-
teaser, we see Julia looking in a telescope, right?
Right.
But see, isn't there water on that planet?
Well, there's definitely
Like,
water right here.
below it. So I think it's some kind of dream, like the both two worlds colliding kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or meeting.
I definitely think it's a dream, but it's just beautiful.
Well, yeah, he's definitely not running on Saturn. I don't think.
We're not like
The real
daydreaming or like
Only a dream.
visioning something.
Yeah.
But Paulina, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is incredibly gorgeous. The colors, the richness of it, the dust kicking up. There are
Did you
several.
see that scene?
No.
Okay.
So there are several moments though that do kind of cut to this very dream-like sequence where they really push the world design. It would be like Inside Out, how I love the abstract thought, and when they start really going into like weird world design, and it's awesome. Like anybody that has ever doubted anything about this movie, if you did, you're wrong.
I don't know. I don't know those people.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anybody.
yeah. So yeah, so I love the way it looks. It's just so cool. The sun flare, the art, just the artistic nature of it all. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Look at
Oh,
this.
there they are.
There
Great
they
lighting
come.
there.
I know.
Oh yeah. Just that real
Showdown.
teeny bit here on the
Yeah.
rim, and then the catch light in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
So these bullies actually they do pose a threat and throughout the film. Then I guess
Yeah.
they're not just because this does look like this could be the end of the second act or in the third act kind of moment
Correct. Yeah,
there.
like they pitch him as the
where
town
it's all
bull-
come into to a head.
Right, yeah, you're right. They pitch him as the town bully, but then you see this and you're like, well, bully doesn't just, they're not coming after you. Like, these are stalking.
Yeah,
And
with weapons.
And they have, weapons, threats.
So this is like after he, I'm sure throughout the film, he's kind of little by little finding out who they are. And this looks like a moment after he's discovered what they really are, and he's kind of after them.
Yes. That's what it sure seems like.
Oh, see, I don't think so with that.
No? What do you think?
This scene right here where they're in Julia's house.
Yeah.
I think
No.
No.
When they were
He's talking about when it was Ercole and Ercole, Ciccio, and Guido.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. I had to come back for that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
The cat's also suspicious too. I love that.
Oh,
very.
Well, because the cat's not
cat
suspicious.
knows.
He sees them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. He's looking right at him with the sea monster.
Yeah. So how great is
man,
that?
if I could talk.
Yeah, and that's honestly, I honestly hope that they drag that gig out, that joke out as much as they can.
The whole movie.
The cat will probably be at the end of the credits too.
Yeah.
I want to see 20 minutes of just that cat popping up, being like, "I'm on to you." Yeah.
He'll have his own short and everything.
I was just going to say that. I agree. Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. Beauty and the Beast vibes with Gaston and the mob. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, plot twist. I wonder if the cat will be the one that saves him later on.
Could be.
Okay, so then we've got continued hunting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like here.
Oh no, I have an idea.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
I have an idea.
Buckle your seatbelts.
I have an idea.
Oh, okay. All right. We're back.
So I think. Okay, so the end of this trailer when there's like the fishermen and stuff, and they were sea monsters, and they're like, "Oh, well, stupido."
Yes. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So where the ladies hit him over the head.
So I
with the
think
purses.
Maybe they're catching fish or something to get something for money or something.
Okay.
And
Good point.
I think maybe, I don't know. I just feel like maybe or it's like a contest or something that they're both.
Oh.
Maybe
because they are both out there on boats.
On boats, because now when you showed the trailer again and it was slowed down, they kind of look like, oh no, we don't want to crash into him. It looked like he was just trying to scare them. I don't think that he thinks that they are sea monsters. I think they're trying to maybe catch a sea monster. Like, is it a contest? Like, is it like, oh no, we're gonna catch one? I don't know.
Okay,
I kind of think that's it. I don't think that scene. I don't think they. Yeah, I don't think so.
Turning red. Anybody see a turning red Easter egg in this thing?
Definitely not. If you didn't see it.
Yeah. But
I definitely didn't see it.
So I could see that as being part of a contest, because I mean,
like a contest or like a battle or something. They're trying to get money or something, because they're both out there and they both. The three of them, Ercole and his buddies, they kind of seem determined, but trying to scare them.
Well,
so maybe
it's an intimidation thing again. If he's being a bully, and
I don't know, I just kind of got those vibes.
Well, and he also tells them to go start a club, for losers. So maybe they're like, doing something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of.
I was also just thinking about kind of how this is another vibe that I got during the trailer, is how small everything feels. It really. The film seems like it's all taking place within this town. You have the antagonist right here in the town. The antagonist is just the local bully. You have some moments under the water, but for the most part, it seems very limited on the locations and very limited on the characters.
100%.
It's pretty intimate, very small.
We kind of see that from the poster a little bit too, right? The payoff poster. Let me go to this real quick. Not Zoom. Whoa! Who's ready? Oh no! Hang on a second here. Okay. So where is... Oh, so this is like where I was talking about. Maybe this is that ancient tower. But let's go back home here. The payoff poster, you put in this post, right? Mm-hmm. So in terms of like the cast, like you get the parents.
Yeah, they didn't
down...
put the cast on the. Oh, the characters in the. I was gonna say they didn't list the cast.
Yeah, so okay. Like, but like realistically, if you're talking about that, it's small. You've got the 3 characters here. You've got the cat. Mm-hmm. You've got Ercole, Ciccio and Guido. You've got Massimo, and you've got Daniela, and I can't remember his dad's name off the top of my head right now. But like they have, just this is like the main thing, and then you're seeing the town kind of opening up with this almost right underneath it. So you're right. that it's definitely staying small, and not.
And Seoul was pretty small as far as how many characters they were juggling. Onward was small with how many characters they were. I mean, it was really a handful. You had the brothers, you had the mom, the Manticore, and you had the stepdad. That was really it.
Right. So it's Danielle and Lorenzo's the dad, just before we move off of there.
Same with, like, if you think Monsters, Inc. is also, besides kind of at the end when they're kind of jumping through doors and going to different locations and going to the Himalayas and all that, most of the action takes place right there on the scare floor in the factory. All the running around takes place in the factory. And so that's, if you think about it, very small and claustrophobic as well as.
But it feels big.
Not in the bad sense.
It feels big in Monsters though because of the freedom of the doors that they can go anywhere.
Right. That's what I'm saying. More towards the end.
Yeah.
But most of the action takes place within the factory.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't know what's when Nemo, where you're crossing the whole ocean. You have like so many different locations. And lots of different characters or cars. When you look at the Cars poster and you see all those characters, you see how kind of big that world is that they created. This seems very contained.
Yeah. It was also pointed out that, I did not watch Wolf Blood, but Maddie's friend going on the beast hunt, some sort of hunt, and then very interesting, also Julia isn't there. So
well, she might be.
She might be. We just might not be seeing her. If she's like in the boat, or maybe she gets knocked out, and this is a cut at a different. Who knows?
Or she's in a different boat. Maybe she's with her dad in a boat.
Maybe she's with. I kind of thought that maybe Guido.
Yeah.
That maybe he's a sea monster. Did you see him avoiding the water? He's just like, whoa, water, don't touch me.
Oh,
that'd be a twist.
Holy twist! That.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you imagine Guido doesn't say anything the whole movie, and then he comes in at the end, and he's like, "Basta! I am a sea monster as well."
Yeah. Look how hard he avoids the water. Look at that. He's like, oh no.
Back, him. Yep, Guido.
Yeah, him.
Or is he
anybody could be a sea monster?
No, look at him. Look. Like,
yeah.
Oh, water, don't touch me.
That's true. It's up here.
Look at that.
It could be because they didn't want to crash too, but I absolutely like that idea. That
they might live amongst them, and some are just hiding because they're scared to be hunted, or
I love it.
So that's.
There's gonna be some twist.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about the water real quick, just because I'm seeing it splashing here. So you'll notice, some of the froth that's coming off the back of the boat as it's going through the waves here. The patterns of it are different than it would be if you went by the true physics of water, which is what Pixar typically does. And you'll notice the splash coming off of the boat. It's kind of like more chunky, and it kind of is like, more shapes than it would be if it was following true physics. And one of the cool things about this movie, the cartoon splash, they call them cartoon splashes. They had to design the water completely different for this film. So the effects team, although they usually go out of their way to make everything, especially with water, as realistic as possible, had to go through painstaking processes to make the water look cartoony in a way. So what they would do is they would actually almost like outline a shape, and then the computer would fill it in from there, and make it act differently. Like you could see like the splashes coming off, just how different these look.
This is my favorite scene from the whole trailer.
That's awesome.
The crazy eyes.
There's those beautiful, yeah.
See,
I feel like it's the opposite of The Good Dinosaur, where they were trying to make everything look photoreal.
Yeah.
And
As far as the
scene,
environments.
I love that shot.
Oh, it's great. It's
This
great.
one,
I mean,
yeah.
you got the motion blur at the bottom, exactly what you want.
Cartoony feet.
Yep.
Yep.
The rust, as you expect from Pixar, on the bike. And then we've got them running into these poor guys playing checkers.
Those guys aren't the same ones who were playing that card game in the first trailer, were they?
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but
think so.
Okay. I didn't know if there would be like a running gag with those guys playing games throughout the time.
this dude was seen somewhere before, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
I remember this guy when they do the town reveal. So hang on for a quick second. It might be in the other teaser. This is exciting, isn't it? All right. Well, I've seen that dude before. I know that. Is he the coffee shop guy? Okay, so we won't worry about it. So okay, we've got that. We've got this. We got them bumps into him. You've got a Bruno, and like I said, when you guys watch this scene, think about how amazing Jacob Tremblay is when he's delivering this line. It's flawless.
It's just sweet.
To have a simple line and deliver it well, those are like the harder ones than if you get the big dramatic, he's like a Bruno, it's just.
I love that. Bruno.
I liked when I saw that moment because it tied to a book coming out that I had already read the description for a few weeks back, because the Silencio Bruno is a book title coming out inspired by Luca.
Mm-hmm.
And the description is, Alberto Scorfano thinks he's pretty wise for his 14 years. Okay, so there's confirmation he's 14 there.
Huh.
And if there's one thing that he's an expert in, is getting rid of Brunos. Who is Bruno? He's the voice in your head telling you, no, you can't do it. You'll never make it. Bruno is sneaky, annoying, and rude, but don't worry. Alberto is here to help you and his friends send Bruno to the bottom of the sea.
Nice.
So I didn't know if that was going to be just for this storybook or if that was going to be in the film. And now we got confirmation that that's a main point in the film.
Yeah, because they do that from time to time where they'll, just throw one of those storybooks out there, but it's not tied to the film.
Right. So I wasn't sure, but then when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's really cool.
Yeah. All right. So then this
is
is
a description of what a Bruno actually is.
Yes. So this is another spot where they said they really had to stretch the rigs to be able to make it do.
Look at these those subtle ooh open mouth, but they move it to the side of the face, so it cleanly reads with like a profile like that.
Yep. And they talked about
that little stuff.
They talked about that even down here, they didn't do. They said Mike Venturini was like, we do not do a lot of characters in profile because it's harder to read. So is that something that you've experienced too, Gio?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just when characters are like in profile like that, mouth shapes are tough, just to convey, and corners of the mouth are very difficult, just to make. That's, I feel like, is always a hard part to make look appealing. So to have something like this where there's like basically no rules and you can make whatever shape you want, I feel like it was just really fun and just helped to make them so much more expressive. Honestly, I think it was a great idea.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
cool.
look at this. We've got the facts coming in the chat here. So first off, Joe, seems like that could help with kids struggling with intrusive thoughts and anxieties. Absolutely. We've got
or adults.
Wait, We just got a thumb down. It came up on my screen. It gave me a big, like, I've never seen that. It was just like, oh wait, it went away.
It was me.
Are you kidding?
No.
Okay, check this out. Kel, I just pulled up the teaser, and the guy on the right playing chess is the coffee shop guy. Bam.
Nice. Hey, you called it.
And then Lara coming in. Evan animated that. So that scene that we were talking about with the Bruno, I believe, is what she might have been mentioning with like the mouth coming out. Is that what we were kind of talking? Movies animation. Okay, perfect. So let's see. We're rounding out. We got. Do you hear it anymore? No, I only hear you. Perfect. So they start going. Just cool shots. Just cool shots.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Holding on for dear life.
Yeah. And Luca. So then we've got the, hey,
right
what's
here.
the matter with you, stupido?
Yeah, stupido.
I love it. So they did a whole thing where they worked with Enrico, obviously being, Italian himself and growing up in this particular area. By the way, he freaked out all the people that went on the research trip with him. There was 2 research trips, but he freaked out all the people that went with him because he like literally went up to this rock cliff just like they're doing here, and he dove off like 30 feet. And they were like, huh? And like, what are you doing? And he's like, I do it all the time. Like, there's pictures of him like just in a swimsuit, just floating in the water. I mean, Enrico is this dude, and he's got that. Don't even get me started on his cool hair. Like, so it's that was cool. The gestures. So they worked with Disney in Italy, their partners over there, and they had a whole gestures like session where they said, what would you say when you do this? And Enrico was like, what do you do if you're mad? And they were like, you do one hand. If you're really mad, it's 2 hands. Like, like so they did a whole thing there to try to keep it accurate to the Italian way. Do you experience this in your house or Gio when you visit your parents?
Oh, for sure, relatives and everything. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is there
you got the 2 hand from them?
The 2 hand. Yeah, everyone uses the 2 hands.
Gio, stupido.
Stupido. Yep.
So the thing that I like about it is when they're watching him here, he's got the arm out and then floop, it flips up and over his head like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Gosh, and just he's got like the head that slowly turns off, like in total total just disgust. Yeah. And then when he tells him to do it, look at how he's got the arm like out. It's so stiff. He's like, yes, turning, and then clunk. Huh?
I love Alberto. Do the thing. Or say the thing, or whatever. A great gag to end on. Sometimes the trailer ending gag can hit or miss, but this was a good one.
It was a great one.
Really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as far as like, that it was classic trailer. It actually followed a very similar formula if you watched the Soul one, where it kind of did, like it starts out a little slower, this is my life in the classroom, and then it kept getting bigger and bigger. I mean, they all kind of, it's a trailer, they all kind of build to something. But boy, oh boy, this is a great trailer. I loved it through and through.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Jennifer coming in late. Hi.
Hey.
Dynamite reporting, Kel. Yes. Kel definitely wins with that was the coffee shop that was coming in there. So yeah. Angelica, Italy looks like fun in general. Gio, tell us, is it fun in general?
It is very fun. Wonderful. Beautiful.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Oh, yes. So the textures, and wasn't one of the fun facts about how cartoony the animation is. Yeah, we didn't really come back to that, but let me do that real quick, just since I talked about it. So back over on here. You guys see Safari, correct? Or the Pixar Post, the wonderful website. Not Daniela Strejleva. And by the way, I was totally like starstruck talking to her. I was like, oh my gosh, Daniela.
Oh, I bet.
So yes, they auditioned 1,200 kids for the role. I was showing Giovanni last night. I got a little too excited with my iPad, and I was like just drawing over on stuff. I was like, let's do this for the post. Filming the era, the transformation, and then yes, the multi-limb. So yeah, so this is the bringing in of the 2D style to the 3D world. So yeah, normally if you think of like, you know, somebody running really quickly, you see multiple limbs. So I outlined like the first rig, this is his main character, and then they would copy and paste that rig and then only reanimate or animate just the back rig, the other secondary rig. And instead of, with the transformation, they could move that slider to go between the two. Since they were copying and pasting it and they had two of them on there, they would just take the secondary rig and fade it to invisible. So that way it did not look like it was attached to the body. That was the key, is that it had the break to make the multi-limb of when he's running. And I got to tell you guys, it is incredible how cool it looks when you can see them pull this off in a 3D world and you get that kind of true 2D feel. It was really cool seeing how they did it.
Seems like the rigging department were like the heroes of this movie just to get this style. I feel like going forward, like a lot that was built in this film, like if you look at say like Win or Lose, which also has a very I've only seen like one image of it, but like it has a very 2D style. I feel like a lot of these tools that were implemented in Luca will definitely carry over as you start seeing those more stylized things. Will definitely it won't be a one-off sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So in fact, we've kind of seen, you know, that's what you want out of a feature, is you want those things be able to carry over into future projects, and how can they implement them? Because yeah, you don't want to spend all the time and money developing it if it's one of those things where it's like, you know, what are we going to do with it later? Nothing? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Have you ever...
It seems like... I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it seems like the main character in Turning Red also has that kind of look, the bean mouth or whatever.
Well, actually, yeah, that is going to be interesting because, you know, we know that, you know, when she gets excited or what did they say, nervous, anxious, I don't remember exactly how Pete...
Upset, right?
That she pops into
a red
panda. So I wonder if some of that transformation rig was able to work for this. I don't know, because this one, like, they said she pops, so it might be...
But even the character's mouth is what...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying as far as the...
it was just interesting to see that carry over, since it's new for Luca, but then it seems like it's already carrying on as far as designs, two in a row using that same kind of style.
Yeah. Yeah. So to Josh's
But
question...
you're right. They definitely could have used... some of the technology that they're learning for Luca and then implement it into that film as well.
Absolutely.
More to your point.
Yeah. I was kind of blending the two, you know, like the mouths and the transition. But yeah, so Josh had said, do you think, you know, it's a movie about friendships that change you? Is Alberto or Julia going to change him, or both? What do you think, Paulina?
Definitely both. I think that, yeah, both of them will change him. You know, because I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Because I'm just thinking. I mean, definitely that he's going to take a little bit of both of them. You know, the courage that Alberto's giving him, and Julia's showing him also the freedom and confidence. You know, so I definitely think both of them are going to change. You know, that's where the coming of age story is going to go. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's that great time too, where it's, you know, you're learning right at that age where you would be learning so many new things anyways. So it flows so well. Yeah, there's so much about this that's exciting. There was a question that came up in the forum that based on, and I want your guys' opinion on this, that based on the trailer and the teaser, that it seems like this movie might be more geared towards kids than adults. As far as because it is such young kids, because... you know, the humor is like the comedic nature of Hercule and everything. I don't know. What do you guys think? Julie, what do you think about that? Like, is it...
I never see animation youthful? As, like... I don't know. As, like, a genre. I see it as a medium. Like... It's like
yeah,
I
you're
just
not
don't.
you're not tying it to an
I don't
age
think.
group.
Yeah.
You're tying.
I mean,
it to...
I get it that they market things towards certain brackets and stuff, but I mean, I don't feel that way.
So this was Seth in the forum. Him and his brother do trailer reactions, and then they post it in the forum. And they do this for every Pixar movie. So they're like it's weird because Seth felt like that was not, and his brother was just saying it just feels a little bit more youthful to him, and he was concerned that it might be too youthful. I don't know. What about other thoughts? Anybody else? Or, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. I guess people were saying like Soul felt more adult or whatever, but our son loved it. Like, so it's like,
That's true. Yeah, Soul was definitely much more adult, but yeah, it didn't.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Gio.
No, you go ahead, Paulina. I'm sorry.
And I was just gonna say, merchandise-wise, I think they're gonna sell a lot more merchandise because of the kids and like some that Dan already posted, like that bicycle and stuff, and you can change them around and stuff. I think merchandise-wise, it's way more geared to kids, and I think kids are really gonna want these toys. Sadly, more so than Soul or Up or stuff like that. But
right.
Story-wise, it's Pixar. Pixar, they do, and Disney too. They do it for adults. They do it for children. They do it for everyone. The story is going to be for adults too. I mean, I don't think it's really geared for kids. I think it's just geared for a family. I think adults are going to understand it. Yeah. Exactly.
I 100% echo your thoughts.
Over kids' heads, and it's going to, every single Pixar film has always, grabbed our heartstrings and, so definitely. I think just merchandise wise, I think it'll be a hit for kids.
Yeah. So Angelica.
And naturally some will be more like that for merchandise, like Toy Story, for example, of course. But I mean, how many adults out there absolutely love Toy Story? Or Monsters Inc. is more maybe marketable as far as the toys and things like that. And one of my favorite Pixar films. So I 100% agree. I don't think of one necessarily more adult than the next. I think Paulina said it perfect.
Yeah, and so like just to clarify, what Angelica said is animated movies could be for kids or adults. Yeah, so he wasn't saying that he didn't think animation is geared towards kids. He was just saying this particular one seemed a little more youthful to him than some of the other ones did. So, Gio, you were going to say
And if you
something.
use the word youthful, that's probably true. I mean, this could be more youthful than Soul, because that was the story of a middle-aged band teacher. So,
it is swinging heavily.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it is technically more youthful, but I don't think it's more immature. I think that it still keeps the classic Pixar humor and heart and all that kind of stuff that we come to expect. But I don't think it's any less mature in its storytelling or in its messaging.
Yeah. So I think Ryan might have summed it up well too, along with Paulina's comments. I think coming of age stories are meant for any of all ages. Otherwise, we would stop talking about our childhoods as adults. So that's pretty darn good right there. All right. Good night, everybody.
Gio, you had something too. You had a thought.
No, it's just that it's just fun that we can get films with so many different styles where you think, oh, this is more designed for kids or adults, but like we said, they're for everyone. But you have shows on Disney Channel that are maybe aimed for kids. It's like a kid market, but you have adult fans who love them. So I don't think it's like restricting in any way. I think just because a style might be more lighthearted, it doesn't mean that it's going to just be it's going to alienate anyone whatsoever. I feel like it's still going to hit home for many people.
Yeah.
And that's what Pixar proved right off the bat when they made Toy Story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that it hit home for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they continue to do.
Yeah. So just a quick comment that's come up a little bit that we probably could hold a whole separate discussion about this as far as, do we know why this Pixar film is free on Disney Plus? There is a whole nother article we're going to do that's going to touch on it a little bit based on an insider post a Business Insider post that was released. We'll talk about it. There's great points and counterpoints on both sides. I mean, it literally is like, Disney, you could look at it from the Disney being a villain side and say that they're, like knowing that it's going to drive people to Disney Plus and it's depriving, the artists of putting their film on the big screen. But then you have somebody that was a Pixar artist that was interviewed in the article that says, well, if I'm doing my job and creating art for it to only be on a big screen, I'm not doing my job for the right reason. I want to create something that's going to last forever. And then it's like, it goes back and forth of, was Disney trying to space out the films? I mean, there's so many different angles that it can go, but it was a very insightful article. It was linked in the forum, but you guys can look it up. It came out either today or, there've been a couple people that have been talking about it, but it was a larger interview with a couple other, animators as well. I get it. It's not easy.
It's got to be kind of a bummer.
I don't know why it's free versus unlike
Raya and
Mulan, where it had the early access,
because we
the premiere
paid for
access
it
for Raya. Or we would pay for it. Yeah, for Luca, of course we would. What are we crazy?
I paid double for Luca.
Jay was paying $60.
Yeah, I'll pay $60. Yeah, right.
I do wonder though, like one year coming up, maybe next year or something like that, in one of those dead kind of late summer months, like a end of August or September re-release theatrically for these that only ever went to Disney Plus. I could see something like that happening too.
I hope so.
Yeah, and then you go down the whole rabbit hole of people saying, like, does this mean Pixar's only going to be the Disney Plus thing? And it's like, no, we're not going that far. But I like, Brendan's thought of, I just posted up the comment a second ago that they could be releasing them in different ways, different styles. It was celebrated within Pixar that Soul was a huge success, and that Raya, this is not within Pixar, but, through channels, you hear that it might not have done as well as they had hoped with the premiere access side of it.
But that was also in theaters too, Raya.
Correct.
If your theaters were open.
But between the revenue from there and, it's like, I don't know. We're not there. Yeah. I guarantee there are fights in boardrooms of people that are trying to determine what's best about this. It's not an easy decision for anybody.
No, it's a weird thing because no one can stop a pandemic all of a sudden. like it's kind of like uncharted territory right now, so it's kind of like we're just kind of scooting on by.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this in a group chat, and I know this is a whole different conversation, but like, can you explain kind of like as simple as possible what you understand about how a movie like Soul or Luca does get revenue from being free on Disney Plus when a lot of it is from people who are already subscribed? Like, how do you track that kind of thing? I think we talked about this.
We did in our Pixar chat.
Yeah.
So Chris is asking the same question. How is Pixar making their money?
Right. There
now,
you go.
Again, we don't know this, but Jeff, who is thisdayinpixar.com, he really follows and digs apart all the financial statements from Disney, and he listens to all the investor calls. And so him and I were kind of going back and forth on this because my initial gut reaction was that with all of these subscription services, they have revenue coming in, but it gets attributed to the companies that they have to do a percentage of it somehow. We don't know what that percentage is, but like, for instance, Disney Plus just signed a deal with Sony Pictures that they're still going to be able to put Spider-Man on Disney Plus. So as part of that deal, they're going to have to carve out a portion of that revenue and then give it over to Sony. to allocate that. So they're going to have to do the same thing for Pixar, for Disney Television. All of their sub companies are going to get credit in the form of like a percentage, but I don't know how they calculate that percentage. Is it, a weighted balance of new subscribers that came into the service at that time versus, weighted against how many people are streaming it within the first 24, 48, hours, the first weekend, the first week? I bet it's like a theater in the sense that the theaters make very little money on the films at first, because they have to pay more to show the film at first. And the only time that theaters really make any money is when the movie goes for a long time, and it's a long haul movie that slowly grows and people keep coming to it, because the amount that they have to pay for it keeps dropping off, but the revenue that the theater makes is still the same. So it's probably something similar with Disney Plus, that they're carving out a portion of subscriber revenue based on new subscribers and a whole bunch of statisticians that are putting together a whole bunch of variables that are saying this film would have netted X, is my guess. You said put it in simple terms, Dan. Was that way too much?
That was as simple as it gets. I think that it's a complicated thing, and there's a lot at play, and it's probably a very convoluted situation behind the scenes.
Yeah, so I kind of circled back. That's kind of what I was thinking. Jeff and I talked about it based on what he was reading into the financials, and he was feeling a very similar thing in how they were writing about it, discussing it. And I don't remember, Paulina, were you saying that same thing too?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
it has to do with the subscriptions.
Yeah, so it's interesting, but and again, we could be totally wrong. These are just our conjectures as a casual group of Pixar fans.
Right. That's complex stuff for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the important thing is that it makes something, and that the film gets the viewers that it deserves and that people tune in. I mean, the important thing is that people love it and connect with it and share it, and I guess that's what counts. So
yeah, absolutely. What were you going to say on the flip side, Gio?
On the flip side, I mean, yeah, it said we can't watch it in theaters, but right away we can, like I told you this, TJ, we can just go back right away, frame through, go to your favorite part. So there's always a plus side to it that we don't have to wait. Yeah,
that was very cool with Soul for the first time ever. Yes. Being able to just go right back to your favorite scenes.
Yeah. Especially a film like this with, like you said, with how you want to dissect it with like the different poses and using multiple rigs. You can look at that right away. It's no waiting. Yeah. So, which is pretty fun.
We used to have to wait a year.
Yeah. And it
for them to come out in
keeps getting shorter and shorter.
Now it's zero wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and honestly, that's the way that I think this group kind of likes to look at things. Instead of looking at it like, oh, it's different, therefore it's not good. We look at it like, well, this isn't going to be forever. And yes, it is a bummer, but the bright side is, like Gio said, we get to look at it and view it right again. And I think the other thing that there was a concern about is people are going to like get distracted. They're going to be looking at phones, and that's not what they want this movie experience to be. So I think we need to start an online petition that people sign and commit to the fact that it is a evening viewing, dim the lights, shut the blinds, no phones, and
treat your house like a movie theater.
And treat your house, get the popcorn. If you got to go to the bathroom, the movie doesn't pause. You have to run.
Like when we were kids.
Yeah. Because kids always got to go to the...
I just held it.
Even as a kid?
You try and gauge and see, is this... Oh.
Gio, I was at the theater with you, Gio, and you had to go to the bathroom once, and you're like, I gotta go, I'll be back.
What was that during? I mean, like, if you have to do it, you have to gauge. You're like, are we getting to
it? Was
not important part? It was not MU. I would not come during that.
I know, that's why I picked that one.
I think it was Incredibles 2.
Really? I can't. I usually Pixar
I can't believe it, Gio.
Yeah, wow. I'm
sorry. See, I had to go during it too, but I held it.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm just kidding. I don't remember.
I'm not a real fan, I guess.
I guess not.
Well, you do call yourself trash an awful lot.
I do, yeah.
Cars trash was last night. So last question, and I want to know anybody else in the chat. Are you going to do a 3 a.m., midnight, whatever you want to call it, viewing of Soul or of Luca when it hits your area, like Brendan did for Soul? What do you guys think? Is it a do it that night, or is it a wait till the next evening once you can do all the other things we talked about, like treating your home like a theater? So in the chat, go ahead and mention it, but then also Paulina, start us off.
I think I'm so excited about this, and I think I'll watch it as soon as it drops.
Really?
Doesn't matter what time it is. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Back when, before the premieres, like a movie night, excuse me, we would do midnight showings. Before they would offer 7 o'clock showings or 9 o'clock showings, we would always do midnight showings.
Yep, we used to do it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah,
so did I.
definitely.
With Star Wars, I was like 9 years old when I went to Phantom Menace at midnight. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I loved that.
Wasn't it? I mean, that was like so
definitely.
exciting.
Oh man, the line outside the theater, yeah, that whole and now it's gone. Now, I mean, I know we're staying positive, but man, that's bringing me back to those days.
I would do it if it was going to be midnight Eastern Standard
Yeah,
Time.
but 3 a.m.
But 3 a.m. and then having to go work at Leo's school the next morning. That's not.
yeah.
I'm not going to bed at 5:30.
Yeah.
Soul was different with the whole being on Christmas Day. That was like, well, nobody's doing anything, so it's like you can do it. But this, you'll be in the middle of a week. Yeah, that'll be tough.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, we couldn't do it with Soul. We had to watch it the next day.
We had to watch it the next day.
I think I didn't watch.
Oh,
I didn't
'cause
watch
we couldn't do it on
Christmas
Christmas
Day.
Day.
Well, yes. Luckily, we
Yeah,
had
no.
an advanced screening, but if not,
yeah.
we would have had to figure out a way because that would have been tough.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
first Pixar film I've ever not seen on its release day, just because of Christmas. I mean, a lot of people have Christmas as a day where it's we're doing nothing, we're just hanging out. But our Christmas is very busy and like going from one thing to the next. So we actually, I don't think, what was it? Was it Friday? Did it premiere on Friday? Was Christmas on Friday?
I think so.
So it was Saturday night that we ended up watching it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Luca, let's see, that's a Friday too, June 18th.
Yes.
So that will definitely be a Friday night thing. It's like, for me, part of seeing a film is like the shared experience. So I definitely want to kind of do what you're saying, TJ, make your house a movie theater, get my family together and make an event out of it. I would be very tempted to just get up and watch it at 3 a.m. by myself, and I'd be super excited for that too. But I kind of want to wait and kind of see it with everybody and have that shared experience.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think that's going to be fun because that's actually Leo's last day of school.
Oh, yes.
Oh, perfect.
So it's like the perfect
What a
summertime.
kickoff to summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Oh my
perfect.
gosh.
But
That deserves
no promises.
that deserves a
Sometimes
glockenspiel.
And a cry
Every-
because then that means he's a second grader.
Yeah, we're not going to go down that road. We're staying positive.
Oh no.
Every Friday when The Mandalorian would drop, because you guys know I'm a huge Star Wars fan, like I would say I was gonna wait, and then like I would wake up super. It was like every Friday was like Christmas morning to me when that show was going on, and so I would wake up literally sometimes at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I would just get on my phone and watch it like in bed because I was so excited. So who knows? Maybe I'll give in.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Gio?
Yep, Gio's
Oh.
up.
It's I don't for something like Luca, I would want to wait till Friday night to you're a Pixar movie. It's a special experience. I mean, you want to have that ambiance for
So
sure.
that-
You want to.
So
Yeah,
so sorry
I
to
mean,
interrupt. I'm putting this up here again. I already put that comment. Ryan said it best. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to have
Yeah.
it. I mean, for things like Mando, we always stayed up at midnight and watched it because spoilers are crazy.
True.
And,
And it was
you know,
shorter.
that was another thing. And you would get, that's a little under an hour, but like a whole feature, you really want to like sit and enjoy, that you want that's like a whole story from start to finish that you want to enjoy on a Friday night. So I'll probably wait
100%.
for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Because Gio, you and Paulina, you're both in California, so you both get the midnight premiere.
Yeah.
And then me and TJ, we would have the 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
We would have the
show.
3 a.m. one.
It's not fair. So, and then just because this is here, and then we'll wrap it at this, is, Monsters Inc. is favorite Pete Docter movie. I saw Pete Docter, it made me think of it. Gio, you had a question in the chat if these are official movie film posters.
Yeah, I mean the Monsters one is like the double-sided. We got it at D23. They were just handing them out one year. So I took that baby home. I was like, "You're coming on the plane." We had layovers. We had to stop. We had to stop because of like storms. And I was like, "I am not letting this out of my sight." So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But seeing Pete Docter's name reminded me, he's the animator with the most Oscars now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He could have been 4. It could have been 4, and it should have been 4. I won't get you started, TJ. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Shrek came in for the win.
And
That
here we
deserves no audio input.
Yeah.
go. Hey, we're talking about the 20th anniversary of Monsters Inc. and everything, and I have a feeling the next time we're gonna hang out, Monsters at Work trailer, like next month
yeah.
or two.
I wonder if they are gonna, like, what they are gonna do for that trailer. Like, if it's gonna be a big thing, or is it just gonna be a little teeny teaser? Like, I don't know. I mean, this is like we haven't had a series before,
Right?
So we don't know how they're gonna market it. How much
And it's only like weeks between Luca and
yeah.
Monsters at Work, so they need to do some marketing simultaneously. It's not like they can wait till Luca's done. So I imagine sometime in May or June we would start getting something more for Monsters, and then we can come back and talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Scott wants to know where we can get the double-sided official one for Luca. I looked on Disney Movie Awards. Sir, it is there. At least it was, because we ordered it from there. It's the one of Luca like laying on his back. The payoff poster is not on there yet, but I hope it is soon. And this whole thing of the one downside is that we have like almost no points left, because now that Disney Plus is around, we're not buying all the, all the iterations. Like, it seemed like all the time it was like, oh, the Blu-rays are out. Oh wait, the DVDs are out. Oh, the Blu-rays are out. Oh, the 4Ks are out. But now we're running out. Like, it's just like we're starting at 4K. I don't have to, like, it's saving me money, but I'm losing my points.
Yes, because he would have to rebuy all of them.
Well, yeah.
Now he's rebuying. Now he's rebuying ones that we already own digitally on 4K. I'm like, we don't need to. And he's like,
Just for the points?
No. Like
any movie. Like,
We almost bought those steelbooks at Best Buy. The Pixar ones, they came out with that lovely artwork on them.
Yep.
They were on sale. We were very close to being like, why not? We already own these movies like 3 or 4 times. You might as well, because those were really, yeah. But yeah, gotta stay strong sometimes.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need Step Brothers in 4K, but we have it.
It was $2.99.
Oh, hey, that's pretty good.
But to me, it's like $3. Like, we don't. I already.
But
own
TJ
it.
can tell the difference.
Thank you, Dan.
We can.
Thank you, Dan.
You have to respect his experience.
I did.
He doesn't watch Step Brothers. That's
No, I
my
don't.
movie.
Oh,
But I get.
well then, you let her have whatever quality she wants.
Step Brothers, Weekend at Bernie's, all the the good quality.
They do need to give me a 4K upscale of Weekend at Bernie's. So Scott's just asking, are we going to do anything for 22? Will you be doing a stream for 22 versus Earth? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want to do that? You guys want to come back on after 22 versus Earth and talk about it? How about we judge it after we? How about we judge it after we watch it? We'll see what we think.
Let's see if it's worth talking about.
So we have already seen it. It's worth talking about, but it's short. It's short. I mean,
really short.
Yeah, I mean,
so is this trailer.
That's true, and we're almost at 2 hours.
That's what it's usually an hour per minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't watch My Handmaid's Tale tonight.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not tonight.
You could if you stayed up till 3 a.m.
Jolie.
Yeah, I'll watch it before I go work at the school.
So by the way, I just posted this up here, Wonder Dupers. I love how there's a Luxo ball in every screen. Yep, you got Gio's over there, Dan's back there, Paulina's. We got this. And I will say, Dan, because of your post, we did end up ordering one of those, like, what are they,
The ball lights?
The ball that you...
Oh, you did?
The surprise thing that they say.
What'd you get?
Yeah, so I got Buzz, but...
Nice.
If anybody wants a tiny, this big Luxo ball, do you have it handy, Dan?
It's the best. I do.
Yes.
That's like the main thing to get it for.
It's over there, and I'm not going to go walk around all these kit cords.
It's a bouncy ball. How could you not want that?
That is so cute.
Yeah.
So
that's worth it.
So yes, and they lowered the price of them on Amazon, Dan.
Oh, did they?
So
yeah, because they were a bit pricey. It was like $7.99 for the little guys.
Well,
what is it now?
So they come with a minifigure and the ball. That's a twofer.
Yeah, a little
it's
confetti,
like
a little this, and a little sticker.
Yeah, but it's not like an actual, like, if you think of like a solid bouncy ball, it feels like it's like lighter and more hollow.
Yeah, it's like squishy.
Yeah, but still got a great bounce to it.
It does.
Don't underestimate the bounce.
And I don't think anybody was.
Okay, good.
But
that's a cool ball and all, but it doesn't look like it's got a good bounce.
yeah.
I'm out.
So,
well, anyway,
yeah,
it's
so-
there. It's
so
you type
the-
in Pixar surprise party, I think.
Shouldn't you just tell people to go to danthepixarfan.com?
Yeah. I mean, but the post was a while back. You'd have to scroll back. It's probably just easier to go to Amazon.
Go to your Instagram.
So-
it's easier to find.
Yeah.
So I will say though that we got it strictly for the fact that we've got all the varying sizes: the pillow, the basketball, the small one. I was like, well, we got to have that one.
Yeah.
You have to have the smallest one.
You got to have the smallest one.
I'll tell you, since we're on this topic, I'll tell you behind the scenes. So someone who worked on that line, those keychains, they messaged me on Instagram. They were disappointed because they were originally supposed to be released at Walmart.
Yeah.
And Walmart didn't actually end up wanting to pick them up to distribute. So they went straight to Amazon, and nobody was knowing about them. So she said, "Hey, could you share this with your fans? A lot of people might like to know about these." And I was like, "Absolutely." So I bought one and shared it, and it was a huge. I mean, so many people went through and watched the video that I did, and purchased it on Amazon. So
it's decent.
That was kind of cool that I was able to help out because a lot of people did not know about it.
Yeah, it's decent theming
Very
too
cool.
because the confetti inside matches the color of the character inside.
Kind of
So I
gives
love
it
that.
away.
So it gives it away a little bit, like as far as which character you get as soon as you crack it open. But as soon as you crack it open, we saw like the lime green and purple confetti.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, oh, we got Buzz! Like we
Yeah.
wanted
and
Dante.
they're cool to crush too. They're cool to open.
Yeah, they are. Did you get the Dante one?
No,
The Dante
I
one's
had
the best
Buzz
one.
and Dory.
Yeah.
I was actually tempted to do another one, so maybe we'll do another one soon.
Should we do like a live
Live
opening?
unboxing.
We need to
That
do
would
more
be
of that
fun.
stuff. I'm telling you, I'm down for a lot more of this.
Yeah,
kind of
that'd be fun. So is 22 is 22 versus Earth longer or shorter than Frozen Once Upon a Snowman? How long is Frozen Once Upon a Snowman? Put it in the
Wait,
chat.
which one's Once Upon a Snowman?
That wasn't the full length, or that.
No, that
No.
wasn't the 30-minute one. No, it's definitely shorter than that.
Can you believe? Oh man, that just brings back memories. That
That
premiering with
just shows
Coco.
like how he was made, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's-
How he
22
met up with
I think it's
them.
like a 5-minute range, right? 5 or 6
Yeah,
minutes.
so 22 versus Earth is like right at 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Probably like a lamp life type short.
Yeah, it was kind of like
As
that.
as far as the quickness of it and the
Yeah.
timing of it.
Yeah, I almost literally, like when we were talking about it, like we've already seen it. We talked to Kevin Nolting, the director. In my mind, I was like, oh, let's talk about it right now. Whoops. So that comes out Friday.
I'll be there. 3 a.m.
So Olaf is 4
kidding.
minutes.
These Olaf organs.
Olaf organs. Diddly, diddly.
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking guts.
Origins. Okay. There we go.
Oh man, we're just
All right, it's
We're
time
off
for
the
you to go
rails.
to bed.
we're off the rails.
We are. That's when it's the best.
Yeah. All right.
But I guess we got to go to bed.
Yeah. All right. So we'll give everybody a goodbye glockenspiel. And
Luca, June 18th.
Yes. Hopefully we'll be able to get together one more time before that comes out. But in the meantime, you guys know to visit danthepixarfan.com for his post. You got to say hi to Paulina on social media. You are Heart Disney 10. I always mess up the number. And you post a ton by going to the parks. And just a lot of like good
And
inspirational
we're all
stuff.
You're going
jealous
to the
all the
parks
time.
very
You and Jeff.
soon.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Okay, so we've got the question: is there going to be a short in front of Luca? I don't know. And then,
Yes, you do.
I think so.
and then Geo. So you can always just I don't know. Do you post a lot on social?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, not-
So you can follow
No.
Geo
He's a-
along on
he's
our
a
chats.
lurker.
I mean, yeah, I post every once in a blue moon, but I'm always here.
Yeah.
And one day we'll all be at D23 Expo together, and you can come by and hang out with us all, and it will be a dream come true because we've been talking about that for years.
When TJ and Julie finally come and it happens.
Hey, I'm
Julie has been on board since day one.
Listen, people.
One day it will happen.
Well, it was like the one time I was pregnant, and then we